Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. Today I'm going to be talking about my computer, and a bit of a basic computer, but we'll see what you think. Don't forget to post, subscribe and everything all down here please, and subscribe to me if you want to subscribe and stuff like that. Now let's get into it. Basically I've got a Cooler Master AF922 with a 200mm red LED fan which comes with the case. For all them people that don't know what AF is, it means eye air flow. Right. I've got a Cooler Master case. I've got a card reader in the front, eSATA, USB, and my actual card reader. This is some dodgy screen that it had. It had some temperature sensors and all that sort of thing in, and it used to all come up on the screen. It used to be all properly in there, but it was doing my head in because it was constantly bleeping and flashing red because it was saying that this fan was not, if you didn't have all the fans connected, it was going funny. 1, 2, 3. 3 empty drive bays with dust filters behind them, and I've got a normal 16 times DVD rewriter drive. In my front thing I've got 2 USBs, eSATA, headphone and mic jacks, and coming up onto the top I've got loads of junk up here. I'll talk about that in a minute. I've got my reset button, my power button, and this button is pretty good. I'll show you that in a second. I've got my hard drive activity light and my power light. Now coming back to this button here, if I come back down here, you can see the fans. You can see the fans' red LEDs are on. I press that and it turns the LEDs off, but the fan is still running, which basically keep my hard drives cool, which are just behind this part. Coming back up onto the top, go past my junk, and no, don't want that on. Just making sure. Basically I've got another 200mm fan here, but it has got mountings for you to put 2 150mm fans on, or if you prefer you could put a radiator up here for water cooling and stuff like that, because just back here there's 2 things where you could have your cable tubes going in and coming to your rad. Now coming down onto the side, there's honeycomb mesh grilling on the side of my case, and it's got the mountings to put another 200mm fan if you want to, or 2 150 fans, or you could actually mount your radiator on the side there if you wanted to. Now let's get this puppy open. Take the side off. Sorry about the camera shaking at this point, but I'm just putting me case side down. Let's put it there. Right. And inside my actual case, that's a stock fan that comes with it, as of the one up there and the red one in the front. I'm sorry if I'm making people seasick. Right, getting into it. 150mm fan, your bits for your tubes to come through, and now getting onto the actual innards. That's basically a stock CPU fan, which come with my Phenom 9950, 2.6 gigahertz standard. I have not overclocked it. I've had water cooling and stuff like that before, and I've had overclocked CPUs and things, and I just didn't like bleeding the stuff and things like that. Now, that's not standard RAM. It's a thing called ballistic tracer memory. Basically, you can see that there's loads of LEDs flashing on my actual memory. The ones that are really bright, long, red, bright ones are my 2 gigs. And then the ones that have got single lights are my 1 gigs. I'm getting round to putting 2 more 2 gigs in it, so eventually I'll have 8 gig in my actual computer. So basically, I've got a 2 gig, a 2 gig, a 1 gig, and a 1 gig, and it is dual channel. It is a dual channel board. I've got the Asus M3N HT Deluxe. It did come with a memory pipe, which would have come from the South Bridge down here, and it would have come across and gone up onto my actual RAM and over 2 of my actual RAM cards. But it was meant to make it 10 degrees cooler, but it made my RAM actually hotter when I had conventional RAM. And I don't need it now because I've got heat sinks actually on the RAM itself, so I don't need to mess around with that. Coming down is my actual graphics card, which is the 5770 ATI 5770 standard clocked. I think it's an 850 megahertz. No, yeah, 850 megahertz processor. Coming down a bit further, just there, if I actually turn my night vision on, you can see just there is a 5-port USB card, 1 internal and 4 external. Coming down a bit further is my actual power supply, which is actually modular, and it is high power. The brand name is High Power, and it's 1000 watts PSU with the actual fan going out the bottom, because there's actually airflow that can go underneath. Then coming across, I've got a 150 mil fan on the bottom, blowing cold air out of the case. Basically going up this, nothing on that side of the actual thingy, on the side of the motherboard. And basically I'll show you my bit of a mismatch of really dodgy cabling, which you can't really see when the side of the case is on, because it's sort of out of the way. So I've done the best I could on sort of on my cable management, but I didn't do very well. Now coming down this side of the case, I've got 5 hard drive bays. Basically they're easy to use because they're toolless, or not the toolless on this side, but on the other side there's no back panel for your data cables and stuff. You have to take the back panel off, but basically all you do is you unclip it from there and then pull, and the drive comes out. And here there's like rubber washers on them to stop vibration and stuff, and you just put your cage in. Basically you'd actually get your, if you can get your cage in, you get your cage, push it in, make sure that on this side it's clipped around there, and then clip, and that's that done. Basically in here I've got 3 hard drives in the top bays. I've got a 1 terabyte, basically 1 terabyte, a 500 gig and 160 gig. The 160 gig has got my operating system on and any drivers. The terabyte drive is one that I use for any downloads and any games or anything like that I put on my computer. And my 500 gigs got all my videos on at the moment, but eventually it will be taken out and I'll put it into a media center that I'm getting round to build. And basically these are all my drive bays. I've got 5 drive bays, and one of them is actually taken up at the moment with my actual card reader. But these weird things here make it toolless. So basically press in, push your drive in, press, and it locks again. And that's basically that. And that's basically my actual computer. Right. And that is basically everything that I need to say. Don't forget to subscribe and post and everything down there. And this is IsMad247 signing out.